Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan, and welcome to another episode of the Elev8 Project Podcast. And what are we going to be talking about today is surviving Black Friday. Before we get into the content, before we get into a discussion to the podcast, I do want to say happy Thanksgiving to those of you that are in the United States of America, the U.S. celebrating Thanksgiving. And if you're listening to this on the date of the release, then it is Cyber Monday, the day after. And I want to discuss Black Friday itself and surviving Black Friday. And there are a few things, because in my last episode, I talked about Black Friday FOMO, fear of missing out. There are so many great deals. And when I mean surviving, I literally mean surviving. For those of you that are in retail, bless you. Bless you for dealing with customers, dealing with people every single day, especially on Black Friday, when people are looking for the items, if they are on sale, to get the inventory, to get through the cash registers as fast as they can so they can purchase more. And for those of you that have kids, I have 2 kids. And Black Friday is a great opportunity to also get not just things for yourself, but of course Christmas presents and all the things to make it much easier, to get it at the lowest prices, to making sure that you're getting the very best deal. Surviving, what I'm talking about is the traffic, the increased traffic, the traffic in the mall, the traffic on the streets, cars. It was chaotic. I kind of wish I wasn't out shopping. During my last episode, if you want to listen to that, I was talking about different things that you can purchase for your YouTube journey. Maybe you're podcasting, those different types of things, a new camera, maybe a new mic, etc., lights, all the good things to elevate your production, your video, your audio quality, all the things. And this was one Black Friday where I was out and I could not believe I had some anxiety. Maybe it's just me because I'm so used to being indoors. Last year, I didn't do that much Black Friday shopping in person. I did a lot of my Black Friday shopping online. And I survived in a couple different ways. 1, I survived the traffic. 2, I survived the lines when I did go into a few stores in person, more so for my kids, not for myself, and for my wife and some family members, those different things. Everything else, I would say 90% of any Black Friday shopping I did was actually online. And the things that I had to go in store for, that was crazy. And even when it came to the temptation to buy a lot of different products and gear for YouTube and for the podcast, I really understood. I really had to remind myself, a lot of those things are good to have. There isn't really anything that I truly needed to create content, to make a video, to record a podcast, to edit my podcast, edit my video. I had all the things. And I told myself, and I haven't really talked about this too much on my YouTube channel or on the podcast, maybe just a little bit, just about monetization. I think this is something that will always be in the back of our minds when we start creating content and see where it goes. It's always that, like, I like this, I'm enjoying this is fun. And for me, I thought about monetization and I was like, I want to take this a little bit more seriously. I would probably say around the 10-month mark. I wanted to start my YouTube channel specifically to help people living the working from home lifestyle because of COVID and pandemic, and having that work-life balance, especially when you have kids, and how to separate that and how to manage that and all the things. And with, like most of you, I still have a full-time job, the corporate job. And I felt that this is a great outlet for me in a couple different ways. One, because of the pandemic, of course, and also just an outlet where I couldn't go outside and kind of talk to people, talk to an audience in a way that I used to before the pandemic, just having the common casual conversation in the mall or in the coffee shop, not just your coworkers, of course. And then when the idea is, wow, the realization to create content online and get paid for it. And that intrigued me a lot. And when you take a look at YouTube specifically, in order to get monetized with the YouTube Partner Program, you need to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And I was like, wow, okay, that's a lot of subscribers. That's 1,000 human beings. That's 1,000 people willing to press that subscribe button based on the content that you create, the personality that you provide or show to the audience. And then watch hours, and you're like, okay, you're creating content. Am I creating 30-second segments, 1 minute, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour? What is that right time to ensure that you can get that 4,000 watch hours? And the YouTube Partner Program, you need to accomplish that within 365 days in a kind of like a rolling calendar. So you have to maintain that. And when you go under, for whatever reason, let's say your subscriber base goes down, but I think really once you hit the 1,000 subscribers is maintaining that 4,000 watch hours. And I think around the 10th month mark in my YouTube journey, and of course the world really started to open up again, which was great, which was amazing. And you still have a lot of people that either A, continue to work from home, or B, wanted to work from home more often, or find a job or a career that would allow them to work from home. There's a lot of benefits working from home, and there's a lot of disadvantages as well. And also it's going to depend on your background, your experience, your expertise, and the work that you're doing. And there are one of the great things about creating content like YouTube, podcasts, when you can get an income from it, making money from it, is even more tempting, and really playing around with that idea. Is this possible? And of course it is. I am not naive to understand that there are people making a really good living creating content on YouTube, podcasts, etc. And I think when I first looked at it, I'm like, well, YouTube can do anything. TikTok, Instagram, any of these social media platforms that give you an opportunity to make money, it's their platform. It's their, they own it. They can change the rules. They can change the quote-unquote algorithm. You kind of have to play by their rules. And that is kind of the same thing when you are working for a corporation. When I really started to think about it, you got to play by their rules. You got to, like their culture and to continue working in that environment. And when I see the content creators that are making a living, they're not really resting on their laurels on just what YouTube is paying them, or Instagram, or the TikTok, or those different types of monetization avenues, because in reality, YouTube, you're getting paid on the AdSense. So I think the minimum 4,000 hours, the 1,000 subscribers really makes sense for the creator to be successful and to really promote this as a long-term thing for them to do, because it's good for them to continue creating content so they get paid more. And it's great for YouTube because then they have more content to serve their audience, which is great in a lot of different ways. And when it comes to thinking about monetization and thinking about, wow, this is pretty incredible on this can basically replace your career, your full-time income, or whatever you're doing now. And there's a lot of caveats that I really had to think about. Is this really something that I enjoy? Is this something that I'm going to continue enjoying in the future? And it's hard to say, because even in your own career right now, you may think to yourself, oh my goodness, I'm enjoying this right now, but is this something that I can do for the next 10, 25 years of my life? And so there was a lot of these parallels that came to the surface of really understanding, wow, this is an opportunity. This is something that might be something to think about and invest in a little bit more than I have. So I did a few things, and I think this is why I felt much better surviving through Black Friday. So I'm giving you a lot of context here on why I didn't go nuts on Black Friday and buy all the things that maybe I wanted to, and had to remind myself a lot of those things that I wanted to get were good to haves and not necessities that I needed to create content. And that is making a decision to treat this like a business. Because if I'm treating this like a business, I'm really thinking about those things, those expenses. Are these necessities? And as I grow with revenue and income, then I can take that opportunity and to use those profits into things like gear. And also for me to focus not on the gear, but to really focus on the content. Because there's video content, there is audio content, obviously, like what we're doing now. And there are other things to create that is something that people need, people want, that can help people. And that's my goal. I'm looking at different things into 2023 to create some digital products, to create courses, to create these things that will help people, that fall under things that I am passionate about, things that I have experience with, things that I have expertise in. I also want to share my learning journey within all this. So there are going to be a few things that I'll be sharing on the podcast, and I'm going to try to do as much as I can on my YouTube channel without really going away from the purpose of that YouTube channel. I think here, what I love about the podcast is this is where I can really share my thoughts and really unplug and not worry too much of this is too long, is this grabbing enough attention, and really cutting it up to the basic information that people will want and need for their search or what they're looking for. Where here, the idea of a podcast, long form, hearing through that thought process, people are listening for a longer period of time than searching for a video, especially on YouTube. Because as you know, YouTube is owned by Google, Google being the number one search engine in the world, and YouTube being the second largest search engine in the world. They're going to be searching for a lot of answers and questions to be solved. So I want to start sharing the ideas that I have on this podcast, and that is why I feel And I think I've done well surviving through Black Friday without really like, oh my goodness, I truly need this, I truly need that. And when you start to think about it like a business, you're like, the thought process is it a need to do what I need to do? Or is it a good to have? And if it's a good to have, you need to think about how much revenue is coming in. And right now, truthfully so, the only revenue that's coming in is two sources of income. One, which is YouTube AdSense or the YouTube Partner Program, and Amazon affiliate marketing, which is, and I should say not Amazon, affiliate marketing in general. There's been a few different programs now that I'm involved in. So if you want to check those out and you want to support, go ahead and check those out in the description. And Patreon. So those are a few different things that I have when it comes to monetization and creating revenue and income. And right now, because this is in the beginning of my journey, it's not like it's a lot of revenue for me to go out and buy 3 new cameras and lighting and, top tier A mics and a brand new computer. So a lot of the different things that I have, I think about, is it doing the job? Is it doing the job well enough? Because if you think about a lot of the different things that you could purchase, there's always going to be a better version of that product that you just purchased tomorrow, the year after, etc. So a lot of the things that I purchased for content creation is either things that I already have or things that I felt were investments that I will be able to use for many, many years. I made the decision a long time ago, or I should say a long time ago, a year ago, that when I upgraded from my MacBook Pro 2016 to Mac Mini M1, that Mac Mini M1 is going to suit the needs for what I need it to do to edit videos in Final Cut Pro, to do audio processing and editing audio, those different things that would be powerful enough to do. And it does. And for audio, if I'm going to do any editing in audio, I'm going to do it in Final Cut Pro or actually GarageBand. Those are the two programs that I use. I'm thinking about purchasing Logic, but there are other things that I wanted to get as well. For instance, music. I tried out the free version of Uppbeat, and now I have the full version, the premium version, which I absolutely love. And if you're interested in taking a look at royalty-free music that you can put in your content creations like YouTube and even podcasts, I'll have that link in the description. It will be an affiliate link if we're talking about money here. This will help support the channel, my YouTube channel, this podcast. And again, mindset is as a business. There's a lot of things when I even take a look at Patreon. Patreon is to help me, but there's also giving me an opportunity to help people more. So when it comes to the Elev8 Project, and what I originally started my YouTube channel on was to help people to elevate their online presence, presentations, and their online presence while presenting online, because it's so different. You are essentially presenting live to a camera, and to be really engaging, it's more difficult, I think, than in person, because in person you can see the audience, you can see their reactions, because in a lot of things when you're doing presentations is that nonverbal communication. And when you take a look at nonverbal communication, you're actually communicating 70% of your message through nonverbal cues. So that is my experience. That is also my expertise, because I'm actually certified. I did a course on virtual training or virtual presentations, and that has really helped me out. And I think that's also helped me out with my own YouTube channel. And so I want to share that in a different way to elevate and help people become more confident in their presentations, because especially when video seems to be king right now, when it comes to even corporations delivering training or just communicating back and forth with their coworkers, etc. And also wanted to share my own path on YouTube, my own path in where people might be thinking the same thing of let me create a YouTube channel and create some extra income and maybe one day replace my full-time income. And if you were to take a look right now, like right now, today, what it was today, like November 28th, November 29th, November 27th, let's say November 28th, November 29th, if you're listening to this as on its release. And if you were to search up like top 10 professions or extra money on the side, things like that, believe it or not, creating a YouTube channel is one of those things, because this is still, I believe, a great time to start YouTube. Yes, YouTube's been around for a long time. Yes, the people that started and stuck through it in the beginning, just like a lot of things, are making a very good income doing what they love. And the reason why I say today is still a good time is because of the pandemic and because people were at home. I believe it opened up a lot of different genres and niches that just weren't popular yesterday that are going to be more popular today. Do it yourself, your thoughts and your passions, all those different things people had to search for, and people needed to fulfill that. And from that could be a really good starting point to more things that you can monetize and make more money on, or create a business on, like maybe videography, photography, creating courses, depending on the passion, etc. So going back to surviving Black Friday is that, there was a lot of temptation there. I got bombarded more on Friday morning on Black Friday deals in my inbox than I did for the last 2 weeks. And I was getting a lot of emails. And then, of course, throughout the weekend and Cyber Monday, all the deals. It makes sense for the corporations. It makes sense for the customers as well, like you and I, that maybe we're waiting. There's a lot of people that wait till Black Friday to purchase all the things that they need. And the malls, maybe because it's that, I don't want to say it's the first year. I think last year was the first year, but this year the world has really opened up and the mall's been just really, really crazy. And again, very thankful and blessed. Those people that are working in retail did a great job. I know you survived, or at least physically. Hopefully, you'll have a lot of rest in the next couple weeks after Cyber Monday to recharge your batteries for the next busy time of the year, which is going to be Christmas, Boxing Week, and that type of thing. So, and traffic. I mean, it's a bit crazy out there, and I'm very thankful that we have also this online presence as well to get the things that you need. I have a lot of shipments coming. Did I get a few things for YouTube? I'm going to share that probably in a YouTube video or even on a greater podcast once I get the products. I did purchase a few things because YouTube has opened a lot of opportunities for me as well. And also to my thought process of family photos, videos, etc. And I ended up had an opportunity to do a video gig. So it's going to be my first video gig. We'll see how it goes. So I did purchase some extra items for my Sony FX30 to deliver and create a video for my believe it or not, my daughter's dance studio. So I did do a few videos for them, and this one is like going to be something special. My daughter is going to be in it, so it's even extra special. And it's kind of like, wow, this is something that I'm feeling a little bit more confident in. This is something that, I'm providing a service for, and getting something back from it is pretty amazing. Being asked to do it is also amazing, just on the fact that they've been able to see that I've been able to produce something. And I think that's also an opportunity for those of you that are interested of getting into, let's say, videography or photography, is YouTube helps you create a portfolio. And when you're looking at maybe getting into freelance work, or maybe you're just really tired of your 9 to 5 and you want to break out into a business, and maybe it's not specifically YouTube, and let's say, giving you an example, videography, just creating videos is creating a portfolio for yourself, because you're getting better. You're getting better with each video. You're understanding the process. Even for myself, man, it took me forever to set up for a video, because, I needed to do this. I have to get lighting. I got to do auto white balance. I got to set up my camera a certain way. I got to take the tripods out. Got to set up the mic a certain way. Got to check the levels, etc., 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 etc. And now, because I've done it over and over and over again, I'm doing things even without thinking about it. I've created these systems. I have purchased things to make it easier and frictionless. So when I sit down and I'm ready to do a video, I'm ready to go. There isn't that much that is stopping me. So thank you again, everybody. If you are liking the podcast, I'm really appreciating for all the listeners out there, is to, if you can, and you are liking this, is to leave a comment and let me know what you want to hear. What are the things that you want to listen? What are the things that you enjoy? And also rate the podcast. I really appreciate that. 5 stars always helps out a lot. And a lot of the things that I'll be creating in the future, I do want it community-based. I want to be able to share my thoughts on it, because now that my YouTube channel is getting a little bit larger, I mean, it's not massive by any means, I am getting a lot more comments, and I try my best to answer every single comment. And if I notice that a lot of the questions are the same, I can really create a video about that. And what makes it difficult is when it's a new comment on a video, I can see it. But when you start replying to other comments, it's hard to find that comment and reply to it, because it goes into this trail. So if I haven't replied to a comment, that's probably why. I do try my best, and if I do get to it and I reply, it just might be a little bit later. So if you like content like this one, please, I'd really appreciate it. Really help me out, really help others out. Leave a comment, rate on this podcast, regardless on whatever you are listening this podcast from Apple, Spotify, and all the different podcast stations out there. Be safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.